My Little Monster is a Japanese manga written and illustrated by Robico about the relationship between a girl named Shizuku Mizutani and a boy named Haru. It was serialized in Kodansha's Dessert magazine from August 23, 2008, to June 24, 2013. An anime adaptation by Brains Base aired from October 2 to December 25, 2012. It was also simulcast on Crunchyroll. Plot: My Little Monster focuses on the relationship between Shizuku Mizutani, who has absolutely no interests except in studying and her plans for the future, and a boy named Haru Yoshida, who sits next to Shizuku in class but rarely attends school. After Shizuku is tasked with delivering class printouts to Haru's home, she meets Haru, who immediately greets her as a friend, starting their new relationship. Nicknamed Dry Ice, Shizuku is renowned as a girl who is emotionless and cold. However, when she met Haru, she was touched by his innocence and his lack of knowledge towards human relationships. Though known as a violent and uncontrollable monster, Haru is actually kind and gentle. Haru immediately declares his love towards Shizuku, but it takes much longer for Shizuku to realize and accept her own feelings towards Haru. Together, they help each other, two previously unsocial beings, learn how to care for others and make friends. Characters: Main characters, Shizuku Mizutani, voiced by Mary Wise, Haruka Tomatsu. Shizuku is the female protagonist of the story. She is very diligent in her studies, dedicating the majority of her attention and time to focus on her academics. She met Haru Yoshida when delivering classroom printouts. She maintains a distant and passive demeanor, only changing slightly after her meeting with Haru. He expanded her circle of relations and extended her view and experience of emotions. She falls in love with him later on. She is rejected after confessing her feelings, being able to engage in a romantic relationship only after Haru's feelings are certain. She does not like losing her number 1 rank, displaying much disdain when Haru continually beats her in exams. Haru sometimes ends up hurting her when he gets jealous or tries to protect her. She has had trouble in communicating with her mother, often worrying of the bother she would impose upon her work. Haru helped close the distance, and her intimacy with her mother has increased to the point where she could phone her, albeit nervously, about love problems. Shizuku and Haru officially become a couple in Volume 8, although in the bonus comic at the end of the issue they realize that they had pretty much already been a couple before, just never officially putting a label on their relationship. Although very serious and considered cold by many for her no-nonsense and blunt attitude, Shizuku nevertheless allows for Asako to affectionately call her Mitty, a nickname which sprung up when Shizuku helped her learn the right things to study for the midterm retest, which resulted in Asako considering Shizuku her first true and best friend. Haru Yoshida, voiced by Knishi Suzumura, Tatsuhisa Suzuki. Haru is the male protagonist of the story. He is seated next to Shizuku in their first year, although initially absent from the majority of the arrangement until his meeting with Shizuku. Despite being a troublemaker, he is a passionate boy willing to help others. He was able to memorize all the high school material during his absence from school, with this being reason for his performing academically well. He did not like going to school, with his classmates fearing his delinquent-like demeanor and glare. After meeting Shizuku, he takes her as his first real friend and starts to attend school, falling in love with her in the process. His statement is retracted a bit, though, as feelings were only bordering on like, but not yet love, as unaware as he was. It is only after a bit later in the story that he falls in love with her for certain and become an official couple in Volume 8. Haru sometimes ends up hurting Shizuku when he gets jealous or tries to protect her. He also keeps a rooster, later bringing and housing it in school. If he presents effort, he attains a great popularity with those around him, the majority of it being with girls. He has somewhat of a perverted mind, openly saying to Shizuku that he would do her and confiding his dirty thoughts about her, but this seems to be more extended in the anime. He is in a different class from Shizuku in the second year, but this does not change their romantic intimacy. He is also feared by his teacher Saiko, and is always frustrated by her interference in his activities. Asako Natsume, voiced by Yuiko Tozumi. Atsumi Tanizaki, she is a girl in the same class as Shizuku and Haru. She has poor grades and does not have any friends outside of the internet. She primarily has an online life with mostly online friends. She initially asks Shizuku to help her with a retake test in order to pass, excusing her from remedial classes, allowing her to attend a community gathering to meet her online friends. Shizuku initially refuses, but Haru decides to help her in exchange to attend the community gathering. However, she has difficulty understanding Haru's tutoring, causing Shizuku to eventually teach her. Regardless, the community meeting does not go well and her grades remain as is. Natsume treasures her friendship with Shizuku and Haru very much, also displaying slight occasional possessiveness in their romantic relationship, if something were to interfere. She was bullied and ostracized by her friends and classmates in the past, due to her popularity with the boys. She falls in love with Mitsuyoshi Mizura and is often comforted by Zaeri Sasahara when her love attempts fail. However, due to her major insecurities about boys, she has gotten into fights with Suzanne at times because she thinks his gestures of comfort are his attempts to woo her, thus in her mind he considers her worthless. She is shocked when Suzanne confesses his love for her, and unsure how to handle a love confession from a close friend. She later admits to Suzanne that she likes him back, but is still unwilling to enter a relationship with him. Zaeri Sasahara, voiced by Nobuhiko Okamoto, Ryataro Esaka, he is in the same class as Shizuku and Haru. He is a popular boy in the softball club, and is often referred to as Suzanne. He asks Shizuku how she got Haru to attend class, as he attended middle school with Haru, which Haru skipped for 3 years in a row. He takes ownership of the rooster, Nagoya, only to return it since his cat is terrified of it. He cares about Haru, and doesn't want a repeat of what happened in middle school where Haru stopped coming to school. Although being considered very popular in school, his core group of friends consist of Haru, Asako, and Shizuku. He especially bonded with Asako and becomes her confidant throughout her attempts at finding love. Shizuku finds his constant cheeriness unnerving while Haru considers him to be his best friend. Although always cheery, Suzanne can be especially blunt when it comes to his friends, such as giving Asako truthful advice about falling in love with Mitsuyoshi, confronting Mitsuyoshi about not stringing Asako along if he was not interested in pursuing a relationship with her, and opening Haru's eyes about Shizuku's true feelings. Whenever he and Asako fight, he feels hurt that she only sees him as an enemy, and not a true friend. However, he later falls in love with her, and confesses his feelings to her in Volume 9, even though he knows she is still in love with Mitsuyoshi. Later, Asako admits to him she has some feelings for him as well, but still didn't want to enter into a relationship with him. Others, Kenji Yamaguchi, voiced by Daisuke Namikawa, Takuma Terashima, although he initially uses him, Kenji is one of Haru's friends. He attends the same cram school as Shizuku. Initially, he finds Shizuku strange but gradually falls in love with her and tries to win her affection. After being rejected by Shizuku, he distances himself from her despite his unchanged feelings. He also appears to have a poor sense of direction. His peers refer to him as Yamakan. Chizuru Oeshima, voiced by Sori Hayami, Kana Hanazora, she is member of the committee class, chosen because she wears glasses. She was helped by Haru after he beat up an upperclassman who was picking on her, and after Haru said she was a nice person, she fell in love with him. She is very shy, a little pessimistic and anxious, and even though she likes Haru, she always gives him advice when he can't understand Shizuku. She is in the same class as Haru in the second year, and the class appoints her as the person to discipline and control Haru. Yamayama, voiced by Kano Asumi, Sayori Yahagi, she is Chizuru's friend. She had met her boyfriend in middle school, and accepted his confession that day he was about to move to another school. Although they don't see each other too often, they go on dates by playing MMOs together. She's proudly stated that she and her boyfriend have great teamwork. Yazan Yoshida, voiced by Yaki Kaji, Yaiki Nakamura, Haru's older brother, whom Haru seems to dislike. Yuzan claims Haru has a brother complex, though this is denied by Haru himself. He came to take Haru back home upon their father's request for Haru to attend a nearer school, where he has more leverage, although Yuzan does want Haru to continue going to school with Shizuku. Mitsuyoshi Mizuwa, voiced by Daisuke Ono, Tomoyuki Higuchi, Haru's cousin, Mitsuyoshi acts as a fatherly figure for Haru, looking affectionately after him. Haru calls him Mi-chan. Mitsuyoshi often goes on trips with Haru and his friends, later earning the attention of Asako Natsume. Asako eventually confesses to Mitsuyoshi, but he rejects her because he said he does not hold romantic feelings for her. Despite this, it is hinted that he does have genuine feelings for her, and that he rejected her because of their 10-year age difference. Iyo Yamaguchi, voiced by Ya Kobayashi, she is a first year attending the same school as Shizuku and Haru, and is Kenji's younger sister. She falls in love with Haru, immediately thinking of him as cool, upon first meeting. Iyo calls herself in third person, and is a rather vain girl by comparing the superiority of superficial appearance between Shizuku and herself, as well as thinking all boys have feelings for her. Though she gets jealous, she knows to sometimes hold back, and does not hate or dislike Shizuku personally. She is scared of her older brother. Takashi Mizutani, voiced by Takehito Koyasu, Shizuku's father. He is usually the one from Shizuku's family who has taken good care of her ever since. Shizuku's mother never really had the chance to take care of her daughter because Takashi is a failure with work. Thus, Shizuku's mother had to work and never had much time to spend with Shizuku. Takaya Mizutani, voiced by Amy Moraes, Shizuku's little brother. He has the same face as his sister. Mostly quiet. Media, manga. The manga series is written and illustrated by Robico and published in the Kodansha magazine Dessert. It was serialized between the September 2008 issue, published on August 23, 2008, and the August 2013 issue, published on June 24, 2013. The series has also been released as 12 tankobon volumes between January 13, 2009, and August 12, 2013. A limited edition version of the final volume was bundled with an OVA episode of the anime series on DVD. The series has been licensed in North America by Kodansha Comics USA, who released the 2 volumes on March 11 and May 27, 2014. A spin-off manga series was published in Dessert between August 24 and November 22, 2013. Its chapters were collected in a 13th volume, released on January 10, 2014. Anime. An anime adaptation was announced in the July 2012 issue of Kodansha's Dessert magazine. The series was produced by Brains Base under the direction of Hiro Kaburaki with Noboru Takagi as script supervisor. It aired between October 2 and December 25, 2012. An OVA episode was released on DVD with the final manga volume on August 12, 2013. The opening theme is Q&A Recital by Haruka Tomatsu and the ending theme is White Wishes by 99. References. External links, Anime official website, My Little Monster at Anime News Network's Encyclopedia, My Little Monster at the Internet Movie Database.